चारों युगों को नमन है, चारों युगों को नमन है। सांसों के तार जुड़े प्रभु से, मुरली दिखाए नजारे। ये प्रभु पाती ही पढ़ लो सजनी, साजन लाए हमारे, साजन लाए हमारे। मुरली में जो समा जाए वो फरिश्ता बन जाए प्यारा। मुरली अमृत की धारा है, धारा जो देती दुखों से किनारा। मुरली अमृत की धारा है, धारा जो देती दुखों से किनारा।
Om Shanti. What a beautiful song to start the day with. Thank you, Apurva Ben. So today's Murli is dated 25th November 1993. The original date is 16th November 2008. And the title of today's Murli is, in order to attain success easily, become an embodiment of knowledge who experiments with knowledge. So Baba today is not only talking about attaining success and remaining in that stage, not having the knowledge about it, but someone who uses the knowledge, gets used by the knowledge, and ongoingly experiments to have that quality of life, of purity, with the use of that knowledge. So let's start today's Murli. Today, the bestower of blessings and the bestower of knowledge is seeing his children who are Jnani and Yogi souls. Bestower of blessings, Vardata, bestower of knowledge, Gyandata, is seeing his children who are Jnani tu Atma, Yogi tu Atma. To what extent has each child become an embodiment of knowledge and yogi? Have you just become instruments to listen to and speak of knowledge? Are you ones who've just got the knowledge and are speaking about it? Or have you become embodiments of knowledge? Has it seeped into every part of your DNA? Have you become those who have yoga according to the time? Or do you constantly have yogi life? That is, are you naturally and constantly yogyuk and yuktiyuk in every action and are constant yogis? Or is it sometimes? When anyone asks a Brahman soul whether he is Jnani or Yogi, what would you reply? If someone asks you, then to give a true answer, what would you reply? All of you are Jnani and Yogi souls. Are you not? To be an embodiment of knowledge means that every thought, word, and deed, every soch, every bol, and every karam will be powerful. Anything wasteful will be finished, because wherever there is something powerful, there cannot be anything wasteful. Just as light and darkness cannot exist together. So, knowledge is light, and anything wasteful is darkness. At present, you have to pay attention to finish the wasteful. The main thing is to make the seed of thoughts powerful, because everything arises from the thoughts. If the seed of your thoughts is powerful, then your words, actions, and relationships easily become powerful. Baba says, Soch hi beej hai. Thought is the seed, and the fruit, the outcome, is going to be according to how the seed is. If the seed is good, then the fruit is also going to be good. So, to be an embodiment of knowledge means that your every moment, every thought, and every second are powerful. All of you have become yogi souls, but for every thought to be naturally yog-yukt and yukti-yukt, it is number wise. Now, why is there a number? Since Baba has given equal knowledge to everyone, then why is there a number? Since the bestower is one and the method is the same, then why is there a number? Bap Dada saw that all of you have become yogis, but you experiment to a lesser extent. The more the Shrimat, the more the results. All of you are clever in having yoga and conducting yoga. Would any of you say that you don't know how to conduct yoga? Just as you are capable of having yoga and conducting yoga, in the same way, you have to become and make others just as worthy in experimenting. If I'm facing a struggle in explaining to people around me, to the other souls, means I have to check my dharana. How much am I practicing the yoga ongoingly? This is known as a yogi life, a yogyuk life. So there is now a need for a life of this experimenting. Do you experiment with all the specialities you know of and speak of as a definition of yoga? First of all, check yourself to see to what extent you have become one who experiments with transforming your own sanskars. The elevated sanskars of all of you is the foundation of the creation of the elevated world. If the foundation is strong, then everything else will automatically guaranteed to be strong. So check and see whether your sanskars are not deceiving you at a time of need. No matter how much someone, something, or any situation tries to transform the elevated sanskars of a soul, for a soul who experiments with yoga, nothing can shake that soul and make him ordinary from elevated. It should not be. There should not be any reasons that what can I do? The situation was like this, that person was like that, or the atmosphere was like that, which was why your elevated sanskars changed and became ordinary and wasteful. So no reasons here. Would you call such a soul one who experiments? If you're not able to use the power of yoga at the right time, then what would you call that? So, first of all, check the foundation, check the quality of the seed. To what extent have you become one who experiments with yoga at the right time? Do you know when is the right time? Do you know when the right time is going to come? And if you don't know when the right time is going to come, then the best thing would be to be in the practice of that yoga ongoingly. If you have not yet become transformers of your own sanskars, how would you become transformers of the new world? The first sign of a soul who experiments is that he will constantly be victorious over his sanskars by experimenting. That's the first sign. The second sign is that through experimenting with yoga, he will be victorious over the situations that come through nature. From time to time, the upheavals of nature also attract yogi souls towards themselves. At such a time, do you experiment with the method of yoga? Does nature sometimes not influence a yogi soul or an elevated soul? The nature's rule and law is the same for everyone. Like how gravity is the same for everyone. You are Brahmin souls, the most elevated souls, and therefore nature is a servant of you most elevated souls. That is why in certain situations, some people get shaken up and some people are shant. They're peaceful, they're stable. What would you say if the master came under the influence of the servant? Will the master be the master then? Nowadays, matter in the form of facilities and materials influence the most elevated souls. The yogi life is based on the facilities or materials. If they did not have so many facilities or so much materials, they neither would be then neither would they be so yogi. This is known as being influenced. Facilities automatically appear in front of a spiritual endeavor of a yogi soul or a soul who experiments. It comes to check how much is your commitment, how much is your dharana. The facilities should not be the basis of spiritual endeavor, but it is the spiritual endeavor which automatically brings the facility for support. So it is not becoming like a crutch, what we say in Hindi as Baisakhi, but it is something that is of support to elevate you, to move, make you move ahead. Okay. This is known as being the soul who experiments. So check to what extent you have become victorious in transforming your sanskars and in being victorious over the influence of nature. The third sign is to be victorious over the vices. The five vices are a poisonous snake for others, but for you yogi souls who also experiment, that snake becomes a garland around the neck. Even today, devotees worship and remember the memorial of you Brahmins and Father Brahma in the form of the bodiless Tapasvi Shankar. Another memorial is that that snake becomes so subservient to you that it becomes a stage on which you dance in happiness. That is why in Bhakti Marg we see that Shankar has got a snake around his neck, or Krishna would be dancing on the head of a serpent. When you're victorious, what do you experience? What is your stage at that time? You continue to dance in happiness, do you not? So this stage, that is the sthiti, has been shown as a stage that is to dance on. So one stage is your sthiti, and the other stage is the dais, is the floor, dance on. Inner awareness is also called a stage. That is why people ask, or we ask, Man ki sthiti kya hai? One who is victorious over the vices in this way is known as being one who experiments. So, check to what extent you are one who experiments. If you do not experiment with yoga at the right time, if you do not attain success with the method of yoga at the right time, would you call it the right method? Time shows its fast speed from time to time. Division, irreligiousness, and extreme degradation are quickly increasing in every field. And right now, we are witnessing this in front of our own eyes, looking at the sanskars of the people depleting, how much people are becoming self-centered, selfish, that they can go to any extent for their own benefit. At such a time, it is necessary for there to be a fast increase in the method of yoga and an increase in success through the right method. So, the basis of claiming a number ahead is the easy method of being one who experiments. Simple. So, what did Babdada see? Instead of having a fast speed at the time of experimenting with yoga, you have an ordinary speed. Now, Baba says, increase the speed. What will happen then? Through using the right method, you will experience yourself to be an embodiment of success. Even today, people continue to experience attaining success from your non-living idols. It is because you became embodiments of success in the living form that your memorials have continued. We all are Devi Devta Swarup. And there were some things that we did in that yug that even today people remember us in the form of idols. You're not those who have occult powers, but those who have success by having the right method. And that is why you became Devi Devta Swarup. So, do you understand what you have to do? You have everything, but to experiment with it at the right time and to be successful in that experiment is known as being a soul who is an embodiment of knowledge. Such souls who are embodiments of knowledge are extremely loved and extremely close. Close to whom? Close to our Supreme Father. Acha, to those who constantly experience elevated success through the method of yoga, to the souls who transform their sanskars from ordinary to elevated sanskars, to the victorious souls who are conquerors of matter and conquerors of the vices, to the souls who experience the speed of experimenting to be fast, to those yogi souls who are embodiments of knowledge and are yogyo, love, remembrance, and namaste in Bapdada. And from us divine children, blessed children, lucky children, love, remembrance, and namaste, namaste to Bapdada. Shukriya Baba, Shukriya. So Bapdada is now speaking to Dadi Nirmala Shanta, who, and Baba's Lokik name before he was He became Brahma Baba. His name was Dada Lekhraj. And Dadi Nirmala Shanta was Dada Lekhraj's daughter. So she was Brahma Baba's daughter in Lokik life. Do you like the gathering? Bab Dada is asking Dadi Nirmala Shanta. Do you like the gathering? The gathering has a special beauty. Everyone's vision falls on all of you with so much love. While there is service to do, that much service definitely has to take place through the body. The body is the instrument through which the service takes place. No matter how, the body will continue to function. You, you now know the art of making your body function. It is functioning well because you have the blessings of the Father and everyone else. You have to remain happy and distribute happiness. What else do you have to do? Everyone is so happy to see you. And so you are distributing happiness, are you not? If people are happy to see you, then you have distributed happiness to them. You're eating it yourself and also distributing it. Each one of you is an image that grants visions. Everyone's vision falls on the instrument souls, and so you have become images that grant visions, have you not? Acha. Now Avyak Bab Dada is meeting groups personally. The basis of Brahmin life is remembrance and service. According to the drama, everyone in their Brahmin life has received a chance to do service, that is seva. The basis of Brahmin life is remembrance and service, yad and seva. If remembrance and service is weak, then just as when the body becomes weak, you have to make it work with medicine and by pushing it. Similarly, if the basis of remembrance and service in Brahmin life is not strong, if it is weak, then that Brahmin life will also be sometimes fast, sometimes slow, and sometimes will need to be pushed. If you have some cooperation, someone's company, or the right circumstances, you would then continue. Otherwise, you would become slack. This is why the basis of remembrance and service has to be particularly powerful. Both should be powerful. So one, you charge yourself with the electric connection. How you charge yourself something with an electric connection. And second is that you naturally charge yourself. You know, we have battery operated cars right now. The moment you start it, it charges itself. So you're not dependent on the supply of electricity. You're charging yourself. If you have some cooperation, someone's company or the right circumstances, you would then continue. Otherwise, you would become slack. This is why the basis of remembrance and service has to be particularly powerful. Both should be powerful. If you are doing a lot of service and your remembrance is weak, or if there is a lot of remembrance and your service is weak, then too, it would not be said to be a fast speed. Imagine a bicycle. One wheel is going fast and one is going slow. Will the bicycle work? Of course, given that they are of the same size. But they both need to be going equally. There need to be a balance between the two wheels. Both remembrance and service have to be fast. They have to be powerful. So, are both powerful, and or is there a difference? Is that there is sometimes greater service, and other times there is greater remembrance? Both should be simultaneous. remembrance, and altruistic service. It should not be service with selfish motives. If service is altruistic, it is very easy to become a conqueror of Maya. Why? Because then there is no self over there. In every action, before the completion of that action, you will always be able to see victory in that. Why? Because again, there is no selfish motive there. There will be the experience of such firm faith that victory is already guaranteed. It's only a matter of time in which it will show up, but it is guaranteed. Because if it is selfless, then it is divine, it is pure. And when it is pure, then Baba's full power is with us. There will be the experience of such firm faith that victory is always guaranteed. If Brahmin souls are not victorious, then who else will be? Will the warriors be victorious? It is the victory of Brahmins, is it not? There will be not a question mark. There won't be the words, I'm doing my best, or I'm moving along. We will see about it. It will happen. It has to happen. No. You are Shant Swarup, your sthiti is stable, and you're doing what you're doing, and it shall show up. To say, I don't know what will happen or whether it will happen or not, are these words of faith? The memorial is of those who become victorious through having faith in the intellect, and that also having faith at the challenging times. It is because it happened in the practical form that there is the memorial. Look at the memorials around us. Whoever has been made as a memorial, you see a statue of anyone or someone is remembered over time, it is because it has happened practically. The sign of faith in the intellect is guaranteed victory. The sign of faith in the intellect is guaranteed victory. That is why Baba says, Hua hi pada hai. There is no two ways about it that it doesn't happen. It has to happen. Baba, if Baba's got the sankalp and said something means Hua hi pada hai. And that is also something that Baba has gifted us with. That is why we keep on hearing this from the sisters or the brothers or the dadis in various discourses in the Murlis. That Hua hi pada hai. The sign of faith in the intellect is guaranteed victory. When someone has a particular power, whether of wealth and intellect, relationships or connections, then he has that faith that this is not a big thing. Koi badi baat nahi. This is nothing. You have all powers. You have the power of wealth, or is it the multimillionaires who have the power of wealth? The greatest wealth of all is the imperishable wealth which you have with you at all times. You have the power of wealth, you have the power of an intellect, you have the power of position. You have all the powers that are remembered. Do you have them, or do they sometimes disappear? Do you have them ongoingly, or do they disappear? Experience them in the emerged form. It should not be that you think, yes, I'm a child of the Almighty Authority, but that you are not able to experience it. If you believe yourself to be a child of Almighty Authority, then your thoughts, words, actions, and relationship should have an experience of that. So are all of you full or little empty? Attain success at the right time with the right method. It should not be that you don't have these at the time of need, but that you otherwise have the intoxication of having so many powers. Never forget your powers. Continue to use them. If you know how to use them for yourself, you should also be able to use them for the task of others. And that is what we call as service, as seva. Have the Pandavas developed power, or do you sometimes get angry? Baba's calling us Pandavas, and he's asking us that have you developed the power of having control and command, or do you sometimes get angry? Do you sometimes get a little angry? Do you get angry when someone gets angry or when someone insults you? Imagine how would it be when someone is getting angry and then you are getting angry, that why is he getting angry? The Baba's asking, do you sometimes get a little angry? Do you get angry when someone gets angry or when someone insults you? This is like being defeated when an enemy comes. Do the mothers have a little attachment? The Pandavas should have the happiness of their victory every cycle in an emerged form. Whenever anyone remembers the word Pandavas, together with that word, victory will also come in front of it. So all our lives we've heard about Mahabharata and we've heard about Kauravas and Pandavas. But whenever, at any point of time, whenever you've heard about Pandavas, you mustn't have ever thought that, oh, they must have lost. What happened to them? No, because it's like the front and the back of the same hand. Pandavas were victorious. Pandava means victorious. What is the significance of the story of the Pandavas? It is victory, is it not? So you are victorious every cycle. Have this intoxication in an emerged form, not merged. Acha, today's blessing. May you be a powerful soul who is an embodiment of remembrance and overcome adverse situations by considering them to be side scenes. May you be a powerful soul who is an embodiment of remembrance and overcomes adverse situations by considering them to be side scenes. Explanation is because a soul who is an embodiment of remembrance is powerful, he is able to consider adverse situations to be a game. No matter how big the external situations may be, for a powerful soul, all of those are side scenes to reach his destination. People spend money to go and see sight scenes. When people who travel and there is a countryside, there is a side where you see that, you know what people say, sightseeing. When he says there is a side where you keep on, you're driving on the motorway or the highway and you see, you just go by whatever is there on the side. Do not get consumed by that. For a powerful soul who has an embodiment of remembrance, the adverse situations, papers, that is the challenges, the tests that come, or obstacles, the sight scenes, and they are aware that they have passed through the sight scenes countless times. There is nothing new. They are nothing new. Today's slogan, instead of correcting others, make a connection with the Father and you will continue to experience blessings. Instead of correcting others, make a connection with the Father and you will continue to experience blessings. So, from correction to connection is the journey, is the sthiti. Om Shanti. Let's take a minute in silence and then open up for sharing, for journey. Okay, we can unmute ourselves and we can start sharing.
Om Shanti. The part which is linked to being in a complete state of happiness and checking yourself all the time. And I really feel connected to the point which said that the adverse situations which come in your life are like side scenes. And it's like a game. It is just such a big coincidence that yesterday I was giving a talk at work, just trying to motivate people through these hard times. And I spoke about the game of snakes and ladder. You know, we all played it as kids. So one day you're up, one day you're down, but you still laugh and watch both with the same fun and joy. And you always remain in a state of happiness. So it just reminded me that just yesterday I was talking about that. So it just clicked. And the other thing is, I feel that these adverse situations which come in your life are actually great blessings, because Baba gives tests to those who actually can overcome those challenges. And you always give a higher university exam when you're ready for it. So I think every adverse situation, if we can remind ourselves to take it as God's blessing, Baba's blessings, I think with yoga and gyan together, we can definitely overcome with Baba's grace. Om Shanti.
Sister.
Om Shanti. Am I audible?
Yes, sister, you are.
Today, Baba has put in front of us the two main important points we need to imbibe, that is, to become Yogyukt and Yukti. That is, whether we are Gyani souls or Yogi souls or both. So we need to check it. And the point I liked very much, or it can be imbibed, that is, the third sign is to be victorious over the five vices. So this is very symbolic. That is poisonous, like a snake, which is around the neck of Shiv, Shankar. So how they have overcome it? It is like a symbolic for us that we need to overcome these five vices. We should become the master of these, overcome, not the slave of these vices. So we can easily transform our sanskaras and feel that stage, sthiti, and dance in a dancing form, awareness of the mind, intellect. Om Shanti.
Even my takeaway point from today's Murli is to be victorious over, I need to be victorious over my vices and check it every now and then, every second, every moment, every hour. And these vices are like the curly hairs which are entangled. We have to tactfully remove these entangled curls to make them straight. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Today's Murli Baba is mentioning that we experiment the knowledge. And while Harpreet was talking about adversity and how adversities are a blessing, what I was getting was it's only adversity which gives us an access to experiment the knowledge practically. And that's one of the biggest advantage that we should take when there is an adversity, apply the knowledge. And a simple point here is whenever we are at the moment that we are angry or we are agitated, that's the time to check, am I operating from body consciousness or from soul consciousness? And at that moment, if I get this answer, no, I am still want to get angry, then the point of Gyan is, let me operate, let me be peaceful here and just withdraw for a few moments and then see what I'm supposed to respond to. Om Shanti.
So when the challenges come, it is some people lose themselves in front of the challenges. Again, the thought behind that you have when you're dealing with those challenges is that it is something that I can't overpower. You've already sold off yourself over there then. And like how Harpreet Ben said, that and rest of the sisters are also sharing that if any challenge comes, why? Because Baba knows that we are ready. He's ready to take us on to the next level. And that is why the test, the paper comes. What most of the people that forget at that point of time is that even through the exam, the paper setter is also there with us. The examiner is also there. And when he is there is nothing to worry. Because that moment, that experience is coming, there is maybe some karmic account which is there accumulated over births, various births, that is to be settled, which you have to settle. There is no way about that you can't not settle it. And earlier you would have done it alone, but now being a Brahmin child, being Baba's child, he's there with you to see through that. So that is something when you constantly in remembrance and not like I'm in remembrance at this time and this time I'm not, or when it is necessary at that time I will be of remembrance, because you don't know what is going to show up when. If your battery is fully charged and it's ongoingly charged, then what situation may, you will have the power to face it and see it through. Yes, who else would like to share?
Om Shanti. Very nice, empowering vibrations through Murli reading and churning also. Mind churning was just right now. We were talking about challenges. So there's one power from the 8 powers, power to face. So what I have done to this power from the day one, whenever challenges come, I tell Baba, you are facing it. I always make Baba sit before them, because they say you have to make every challenge acceptable to you first. So I feel Baba is listening to all those challenges, seeing into it, and I'm just being detached with the support of Baba, with his connection, because he is facing when everything. So I suffer less. Actually, I feel empowered to see I'm coming out of it, and his support is making me to do that. I'm swimming over all the obstacles. but at the same time, I'm being empowered also. And I feel it, he's facing everything for me. And it's such a beautiful feel, such an empowering feel that makes me to sustain through every challenges. Om Shanti.
That was very empowering point. Thanks, Anshuman, for sharing. So I just would like to share my experience through today's Murli. I felt that, so today is a Saturday, so it is generally holiday for my office. So I was very happy. So I came for walk, but suddenly I came to know that I have to work even for some hours, but I have to work for my office. I got a call in the early morning. I mean, just sometimes before when I came for work, and then few things are also pipeline. So immediately that time, brother was reading that yoga prayog. Are you not a yogi? If you not apply now, then when? So I feel that Baba has, like, Baba is giving us sustenance and so much of care and love all the time, all the time. Immediately the thought was about to come, oh, there are so many things now. But immediately the thought came that if not now, then when? So that completely transformed me. And I thought that, yes, so just do let me find out what are the virtues and shaktis I need to call upon and walk through my day. So thank you, brother. Thank you for such a well narrated Murli. Om Shanti.
Thanks to Baba. Reshmi Ben, it is like, I will breathe when I need to. We don't say that, no? We are constantly breathing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
My humble suggestion is, brother, Harpreet sister is running one Zoom Seva. So for one day, I want to attend it. I want to see how she's conducting those Seva through mind for many people. So I request Harpreet sister to share that link. One day I want to participate and contribute my Sakash Seva also. Om Shanti.
You're welcome anytime, sister. I'll send you the Zoom link. Om Shanti. I do it every day, 4:30 to 5 in the morning. And on Saturday and Sunday, I repeat from 5 to 5:30 in the evening also. Om
Okay,
Shanti.
we'll take from Rakhi sister if you can send it to Rakhi sister.
Sure, I will send it to her.
Sincere thanks.
Thank you.
This is how Seva spreads. When we openly share what we are practicing, and that is an opportunity for us to spread the Seva around and make it available for other souls. And it can happen in any form. As far as it is being of contribution to anyone else, it is fine. Reshmi Ben was sharing about the thought that she was getting when she got out for the walk and she thought about work. When I introspect and look and think, is it how easily we make ourselves available. We make ourselves very easily available to suffer, to get discouraged, to get disempowered, to make ourselves weak. How easily we make ourselves available. All these years, we have been looking at uh, having Supreme Father's blessing or touching in some form or the other. And even when we have it now, but especially for those souls who yet get into getting stressed and getting worried and take tension about things, or have a disagreement about things that the other people do, the way they speak. Today's Murli speaks about insult. There is someone insults you. No one has the power to insult you. The only person who can insult you is yourself. If you have a compassionate view, when you feel insulted, means that is a body consciousness. But the moment you come from soul consciousness, a soul cannot be insulted. If you are someone who's elevated, then you will have an empathetic and a compassionate view, an angle, a thought for that other soul, that how much that soul must be suffering, because of which that person is behaving or talking or thinking in a certain way. And once that thought comes, out of my own experience, I've seen it's completely transformed the space at that time. Not only it has allowed me to maintain my stability, but it has also allowed me to send vibrations to that soul. And the bonus over here is that once we get stressed in one aspect of something that happens, it has an impact on the other things that we are doing. But when you come in that stage, in that sthiti where you are sthitapagya, you are stable, you're able to do the other commitments, you're able to fulfill that commitments and do those tasks and responsibilities with equal power and energy without a drop in that. So challenges band to nahi honge. Till the last breath that we have, there will be challenges that will be coming. In fact, now they shall go higher and higher. The only thing is, the more stable we are, the more we are in remembrance of Baba, the more we are practicing the yoga, the more we will be stable and capable to deal with that situation or those people.
Very
Okay.
truly explained. Today's slogan, Baba says that instead of investing time on correcting others, get connected to Baba. That point came very evidently the way you explained. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we don't have a right. We don't have a right to correct others.
Everybody.
The way we ridicule people, the way we pass comments about them, unko aisa karna chahiye, unko aisa nahi karna chahiye, as if, the Supreme Father has made us agents and send us, given birth, and, if you got birth to say that, okay, you go and assess. No, we don't have a right to do that. The right that we have is to accept and to alter those sanskars, in acceptance and altering the sanskars of that soul. And that is why we are Brahmins. Should we get on to the meditation?
Yes.
Okay, so let's sit, whatever we are having, whatever we've heard. Let's cherish the intoxication of all that we've heard. The Babas left us with today. Today, our beloved Supreme Father is blessing us with being someone who has a complete command over each thought, word, and deed. His complete command of having divinity in each relationship around you. with He being with us, there is not even a moment you will need to be worried about anything. Everything that is happening is in drama. So all that I have to do is see through it as a detached observer without applying any of my emotions in it. That helps me carve peace and purity in any situation. And that too is drama. Baba has not only equipped us with all the spiritual knowledge, He is also with us ongoingly and making us capable to apply the learnings of the knowledge too. Teachers would usually teach and go, but this supreme teacher handholds, is with us throughout the journey. All that he is asking for is for following the path. Let's gift ourselves that quality of life for our own selves and for everyone around us, whether known or unknown, and cherish the gratitude of we being the chosen one. Always remember, Baba has chosen me. I am Baba's choice, and Baba has an excellent choice. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Thank you for choosing me. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you, everyone. See you all again tomorrow morning. We'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow, we have uh, a Lokik mother-son duo. We have Anuben and Manish Bhai from Vancouver, Canada. We're going to be sharing their experiences. And Manish Bhai is a very young soul, and he does some beautiful meditation. So let's experience how in Lokik family, how they manage to practice the learnings that Baba has left us all with. See you all tomorrow, and we'll continue the Murli on Monday.
Thank you, brother, for giving
Om
that
Shanti.
empowering, beautiful thought. Like we are the chosen ones, and Baba has the excellent, choice. That was very
Yeah.
empowering, very energized. Sincere thanks. Everyone have a great day.
Om
Om
Shanti.
Shanti.
Thank you,
Om
brother.
Shanti.
Om Shanti.